Good afternoon. It's once again 5:30 in the p.m. on a Friday, and of course, this is your host for the next 25 minutes or so of Hotline 21, U.S. Representative Danny K. Davis, and I'm delighted to be here. I just got off the plane not long ago, a few minutes ago, because the Congress did open. We did meet, we have been installed, and the 116th Congress is now in session. We met, we passed bills, and we were delighted to be able to do that. But I guess you also know that now people get an understanding of what separation of power mean and what the checks and balances mean. And just because you might have control of one unit of government, that does not mean that you are in charge. In order to pass laws, there are four things that have to click. One, you have to have agreement between the House and the Senate. And then whatever that agreement is, the president has to also be in agreement and not veto whatever it is. And then the Supreme Court has to determine that it is constitutionally sound. So four things have to click and be in sync. And I know we've been excited because Democrats have the House and all that, but that's only one part. There's been a lot of conversation going on about local politics and what's happening locally, especially given the fact that Alderman Ed Burke has run into some difficulty, and there are other local officials who are experiencing difficulty. The real deal is that it's an opportunity for the people, we the people, to take charge and be in control. But I can tell you that if you sit on the sideline, if you can't make up your mind about who you want to vote for and who you think is going to be in the best interests of the people, then things will remain the same, but just with different players. And so you gotta think hard about these things. You know, my daddy used to tell us that a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. He said you have to drink deep, because shallow drinking intoxicates the brain. And so if you really want to, there are two kinds of people in the world. There are those who shape and mold society, and there are those who are shaped and molded by society. You've got to decide, do I want to be a molder, or am I content to be a moldee? Do I want to help make things happen? Or do I want to just sit back and watch things that are happening? Or maybe I'll even be one of those individuals who don't know what's happening. All of these things we have to decide. And I'm not bamboozled. We just have to decide. If you got any thoughts about any of these things, you can give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. A lady called me early this morning, and she told me that she says, you know, I think you are one of these liberal politicians. And I said, well, yes, ma'am. She didn't know she was talking to me. She said she wanted to leave a message for me. And she said she was changing her mind about the wall. And she said she used to be against the wall, but now she was becoming in favor of the wall because she didn't like the way some of the people have been acting who are trying to get into the country. She didn't like the fact that some organizers were engaged in the activities and that she was just changing her mind. And I told her that there were some things happening that I didn't like either. But it didn't cause me to change my mind about what I call comprehensive immigration reform. It didn't change my mind about the needs of children, no matter where they might be from. Didn't change my mind that little children were sick and some of them died at the border, or that some of the living conditions are beyond the pale. And while I think we have to work to correct things all the time, I'm not ready to say, let's spend $5 billion of taxpayers' money to build a wall that's not going to do what they proclaim it's going to do. It would be a waste of our money, and it would be inhumane. Inhumane. I don't want to be a part of inhumanity. I want to be a part of humanity. Whether you call me a liberal, a conservative, a Democrat, a Republican, I want to be a black man who has a humane heart and want to be a part of doing humane things. And when I die, I want to be able to believe that I've done my best to help make the world a better place in which to live. I see we've got a caller on the air. We're going to go right to him. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, Connie Davis?
James, I am doing fine, and how are you?
I'll tell you what I'm going to say. Okay, Donald Trump ain't going to build that. Okay, he might build that wall. No, that ain't going to stop them from coming over. It's not going to stop the legal immigrants coming over. They going to get in. He go ahead and build that wall. If he build that wall, they still going to come over. Regardless of what he do. If they turn around and give him that money, they still going to come over. Regardless. The Border Patrol probably going to let them in. And he should get the money from Russia and all them and all the country. He want $5 million. Why he didn't go to the police? Why he didn't go to President Putin or the Chinese and South Korea? Why he didn't go to them? But he got to come to y'all. But y'all shouldn't have given in, cause y'all is God people.
Well, we have not given in up to this point. Nancy Pelosi is our leader, and Nancy is saying she's not caving in, and I don't believe the Democrats are going to cave in. We do want to see the government reopened.
Cause I think God might have changed his mind. God might change Donald Trump's mind. He might say that, but God might change his mind and open the government again, cause God can control him.
I agree that God is all powerful, all wise, all knowing. He's so tall you can't go over him. He's so low you can't go under him. He's so wide you can't go around him. And in the end, he will make the determination. So thank you, James. Thank you very much. We appreciate your call. And I'm going to go to our next caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, Congressman. How you doing this evening?
Doing good, doing good.
And isn't it a great day to be on God's green earth?
It is indeed.
Right. You know, let me just ask the first thing, but then I want to make a quick comment on something. I noticed is the person, when y'all come in order, this young lady, she always bring this mantle. It look like it got an eagle on it. What's the purpose? Do that just represent Congress is in the House?
Oh, you mean the mace, the opening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did she call? Or he called? Is that the sergeant of arms that bring that mantle and put it in the?
Yes.
Is that's what that person is called?
Yes.
What do exactly? I mean, how did they get that tradition of doing that?
Well, it's been a tradition. It's in part of the opening ceremony. And the mace, you create a system just like when churches open up.
Mm-hmm.
They often will start with a song, then they'll have the scripture,
Mm-hmm.
then they have the prayer, and we do it according to our rules.
Mm-hmm.
For example, we start off by establishing the rules for the way the House will operate. And so we've got...
Traditions are truly something to behold, I think.
But we also can add or take from, but we establish those and say, here's what we're going to do. Just like things become tradition, like traditionally presidents have released their income tax information.
Mm-hmm.
But
except one person I know hasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. But this president say, I'm not going to do that. Don't be asking me about my personal business.
Now, this is the one thing I want to say. It's a big word called denial. I mean, we talk about every politician in the United States. I mean, I don't know how they could get mad at someone, do this or do that. Here we got a president of the United States, and it's a word that we call denial. You know what the definition of denial? Don't even know I'm lying. This man lies so much now these days. I think he's just, I don't know. It's just something. I'm obsessed with this man. I mean, I wake up 2 and 3 in the morning. I want to see early start on CNN. I got to look and see what Fox saying with their crazy self. It's something that, I mean, I ain't never thought in my lifetime that I would be obsessed with something of this nature. It's something that we ain't never seen. But listen, you just said about a preacher, y'all ceremony. I'm going to tell you something real quick, a quick little joke. It was a preacher, and he come outside every day on Sunday mornings. He said, open the doors, open wide, let all my good people inside. And it was a drunk sitting in the park. And he says, he walked up to the door. He says, shut those doors, shut them, Just shut the doors. The doors were closed when the drunk get there. So anyway, he said, next Sunday, I'm going to be there early. Now, you remember the tradition. The preacher come out, and he says, open those doors, open them wide, let all my good people inside. The drunk picked up a rock, threw it at the preacher, hit him in the head. The preacher says, shut those doors, shut them quick. Some SOB had hit me with a brick. So again, there's always traditions in everything. I mean, we look at things, we laugh at things, but listen, that's one that I want you to remember that joke. That way you can always have a good laugh.
I'm going to tell my pastor about it Sunday morning.
Okay, don't forget. Shut the doors, shut them quick. Some SOB hit me with a brick. Thanks for taking the call. Let me get out there so I can hear you speak.
All right. Thank you very much. And I'm going to respond in a second, but let me go right back to the phone because we've got another caller waiting. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. Happy New Year, happy Kwanzaa, and all that good stuff. We are really blessed, and all this negative stuff that we see, African American, whatever you want to call yourself, you have to understand it's all for a reason and a purpose. Get off of your behinds and work in the community and help make this community and city and world better. Each and every one of us got a job to do.
Let me ask you, do you think that we can make the city of Chicago a better place than what it is?
Yes, because right now, as we having this conversation now, it's taking place now. Open up your eyes and heart and understand and look in the mirror. See what you have contributed. Number 2, you got a beautiful article in the paper dealing with health, with the Crusaders. That's another thing. We're living long enough now to go to these specialists to get this information out so we can share it. Don't keep anything hidden. And
I agree with that.
You're doing one great job and continue on. And I know Benny Stewart is having a ball. That was my congressman.
All right. You know, you mentioned health. Let me tell you something that we've been working on. They have just approved using different kidneys that can be used for transplant. A group of doctors came to us and said, we believe that they're throwing kidneys away that could be used because they don't meet the standards. So could you get us a meeting with CMS? And we did create the meeting with CMS, and they met with them practically all day. And the gift of hope came to my office maybe about a week or 2 ago and said, you know, CMS has agreed some with us, and they're now letting us use kidneys for transplant that before now they would not let us use. And these kidneys that we're throwing away, had been thrown away, are now able to be used and are extending people's lifetime by 5 to 6 years. And so that's a great thing for people who need kidney transplantation. And
see, and I wanted to bring that to the awareness of people because I retired from the health department at 63rd Street.
All right.
And we had situations like that.
Well, all right.
Dr. Owens from St. Bernard Hospital was an excellent doctor, and he took us to all those type of meetings and things. But continue on and continue to be blessed, and thank you so much for being there for us.
Thank you so much, and St. Bernard's is doing just a great job. I went to the opening of their new ambulatory center out there, and it's just a great place. Thank you very much, and we'll take our next caller. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. The first thing I like to say, Congressman, is Happy New Year to you, and may you have good health and prosperity, you and your lovely wife. Thank you for the excellent job that you're doing. I can agree with the lady just before. Yes, and we have to be responsible in our own communities, and it starts with, let's go back to the old school, how to raise our children. Okay, and I wanted to say also, please do not give in to that border wall. We do not need our money to be wasted like that.
All right.
Continue to do what you do. God bless you. Good health, prosperity, peace and love, and all the other good stuff. Stay prayerful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, I was reading a book. I didn't finish it, but a woman, Dr. Barbara Skinner, gave it to me yesterday at the swearing in of the Congressional Black Caucus. And in her book, she talked about how her mother was a great whooper. She said, and that reminded me so much of my mother, because my mother used to tell us, go bring me a half switch and a stick. And what she meant when she said that was kind of a switch that had gotten strong. But her favorite came from the willow tree. You know, they're willow trees, and these things, you could whip with them, and they would bend, but they wouldn't break. And so the weeping willow was her favorite switch. Caller, are you there?
Well, I sure am, Congressman Danny Davis. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Let me start off by apologizing for last week. I got so heated I didn't mean to scream in the telephone.
All right.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart. Hey, you were just talking about those little kidneys over there. I like that little show, The Gift of Hope. I call in every now and then with that lady. She's so sweet. That's wonderful that you help get them kidneys rolling. But I heard on the news today they had 3 surgeons that did a triple implant for 27 hours on 3 different people. I think it was here in Chicago.
Yeah, medical science is doing it.
Yes, but that Gift of Hope, that's a great little program. Anyhow, getting back to this wall and this and that. Say, let me ask you something. Do you get a paycheck, Danny Davis?
I sure do.
Okay, then. That's okay with me, as long as you eat, because I have invited you to Dino's, and I've been waiting for you and your wife to come on Wednesday.
All right, she hasn't been to, you know what?
What?
Soon as she gets a little better,
Okay.
she's coming along fine.
Okay.
And during the week of the 20th, I'm going to be here that week, and I'm going to bring her to Dino's. And Dino's, of course, is on Harlem.
And Higgins. It's on Higgins.
Higgins and Harlem.
Yeah. Let me give you the telephone number right now.
All right.
Area code 773.
773.
763.
763.
4077.
4077.
That's right. That's on Higgins Avenue. It's Dino's Restaurant. And I am there on Wednesday night
All
and
right.
Thursday night. You got a choice. I'm there early, so if Mama feels good, you bring her on down with that new hip she got, and come on, I'll buy y'all dinner.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
And as far as this wall goes, oh, Lord, I don't know why he got so much strength on holding this. I mean, Pelosi that little lady, she trying her hardest to squash all this. It's ridiculous. Those poor people in the White, they ain't got no paychecks. So maybe they're going
800,000 of them are being affected right now.
Yeah? Well, good luck to them getting on welfare now.
All right. Well, we won't have any money in the welfare program
They go
either.
the rest of our Medicare.
Yeah, we'll be in bad shape.
But like James says, your first caller of every week, God gonna fix it all. And I hope to God that God is there, God is good. I love you, Danny Davis. Come and eat by me.
All right. Thank you so much.
Say hey to Uncle Louie up in the heavens above.
All right. He was a great man.
Good night, sweetheart.
All right. We just called him Lil Louie. He say, yeah, Lil Louie. Let me tell you, I forgot to make the announcement, on next Saturday, which is the 12th, we will be at the Skinner Elementary School with our annual Energy Resource Fair, where we will be helping people get their lights and gas turned on. If you're in that predicament, come on out to Skinner, starting at 10 o'clock next Saturday. I think it's like 10 to 2. And we will be able to help you. I'm going to make sure that I'm correct in terms of the time. It's our 2019 Winter Resource Fair, Saturday, January the 12th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Mark Skinner Classical School, 1260 West Adams Street. And so you need to bring proof of your current 30-day gross income from everybody that live in the house, copy of your most recent heat and electric bills, proof of your social security number, and everybody that lives in the house. You must bring your medical card if you receive TANF, and have the utilities included in the rent. You must bring proof of rental agreement. And if you can't think of all that stuff, call us during this week, 773-533-7520, and we'll give you all the information that you need to get help with your light and gas bills if you're having trouble paying them and if they're off. It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. We thank all of our callers, and we're going to pray that we get this issue resolved with opening up the government so that people who rely on government services can in fact receive them. God bless you and keep you, and we'll see you next week.